context that Mark Walker is here to make a presentation on this rate increase, but we will not be going through all the detail that you have seen in the past months and years. But if there's any questions you have that aren't addressed in Mark's increase presentation, we certainly encourage you to bring those up and get clarification. So, Mark?
Commissioners, the proposed margin increase that you will be asked to consider here shortly on first reading was actually originally scheduled for back in July of 2006. So it has been deferred for a number of years, 4 years in total. And it's been deferred as a result of some aggressive cost-cutting measures that we've employed over that period of time. It's also been deferred because we've used a little bit more debt over that period of time. But in total, that 4-year deferral has saved our electric system customers a total of $50 million over that period. For the average residential electric customer, that's $130 over that period of time. But as we have discussed over the past several months, we simply cannot defer the margin increase any longer. It is critical, it is necessary to be able to support our 5-year electric system capital program. And that's a capital program that contains many critical and essential elements to maintaining the electric system infrastructure, although it does not include the accelerated replacement cycles under the Century 2 program. The proposed margin increase will provide an additional $9.4 million in electric margin or revenue on an annual basis to help support the capital program. If you go back to the February meeting several months ago, we had initially talked about having a rate action that would generate an additional $12 million per year. But between February and April, staff identified some additional cost reductions and we were able to lower that. And by lowering that, we were also able to lower the impact of the proposed action on our residential customers' monthly bills. February, we talked about a $3 increase approximately. It is now down to a $1.91 increase on the monthly bill. And all residential customers will see an increase of $1.91 on their monthly bills, regardless of their level of usage. And that's because for our residential and our small commercial customers, we propose to only increase the monthly customer charges and leave their energy charges unchanged. And one of the reasons for that is because you have to go back over 2 decades until KUB had raised their portion of those customer classes, customer charges. And as a result, our customer charges for residential and small commercial KUBs rank among the very lowest of all TVA distributors. And we showed you a couple of charts back at the April meeting that for residential, our customer charge is 151st lowest of the 158 TVA distributors. And for small commercial, it's 154th lowest of the 158. So we think it is appropriate for those 2 classes to increase the margin through only increasing the customer charge. And commissioners, if the margin increase is approved on 2 readings, it would represent only the second time over the past 19 years that KUB has had an increase on its portion of the customer's electric rates. And also, if approved on 2 readings, it would be reflected beginning on customer bills beginning in July. Commissioners, the KUB's single rate action over the past 2 decades is highlighted on this familiar chart that you've seen many times, which shows the history of a residential customer's monthly electric bill going back to May of 1992 all the way to April of 2010, so right at 18 years. Our single rate action occurred in July of 2002, and it added $2.49 to the residential customer's monthly bill. Now, over this entire period, as you can see, the bill has increased from around $59 to right over $86. So about a $28 increase, or 47% over that period of time. But again, KUB's contribution of that 47% is only 4%. And although it doesn't show on the chart here, I believe we had a chart in the April presentation that showed, compared this to the cumulative rate of inflation, which over this same period of time has been 55%. So the total bill growth is 47%. It's less than the cumulative rate of inflation, but I think that even puts into greater context KUB's single rate action. For over that period of time, we've contributed less than 1/10, or we have been less than 1/10 of the rate of inflation through our one rate action. Any questions on this? I know you've seen this several times. Next chart will also look familiar, but this is one which we think demonstrates the financial need for the proposed margin increase. And it does show our margin, operating expenses, and capital over a period of time. And basically, I think it demonstrates that our current level of electric system margins simply are not sufficient to support the capital program that's needed for the electric system going forward. And I'll walk through this very quickly with you. But the red line here is margin. Margin is operating revenue less purchase power cost. So it's what we keep